It's Thanksgiving Eve 2016, which means usually one thing and one thing only. The Sharks are at home taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. And in typical fashion, NBCSN is late to the game. What else is new? It's rivalry night, which means, of course, the other game goes long. Come on. Welcome to this edition of the Pucknology After Dark. I almost said the Pucknologist. I'd be like, where did that come from? Following a hard-fought 2-1 victory over the Chicago Blackhawks, the Sharks won two straight at home. We invite you to join us throughout the night and to make sure you join the conversation. But before that, a quick reminder that this is my iPhone going off. My bad. That we are sponsored by Audible, an Amazon company. We've teamed up with them to provide a free 30-day trial. Easy for me to say. You can choose from over 180,000 audiobooks, and you can get a free audiobook to keep, whether you choose to continue using the service or not. Go to audibletrial.com/PAD to sign up. You get a free book, you help support the show, and like the Sharks, everyone wins. That's audibletrial.com/PAD. Now, if you really want to join the conversation, you can do so through these channels below, and that's at using the hashtag Pucknology AD. You can also join us on the YouTube chat, on the page, or on the app itself. And with us tonight, you'll have yours truly at PuckGuy14, at AJ_strong, respect the underscore, and at Eric Landy. And without further ado, let's get the ball rolling as we say hello to the guy who doesn't know the meaning of putting your laundry away. At least he spells his name the right way, though. Eric Landy.
Hey, what are we like 11 and 9 with laundry? So like, hey, we're good to go.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness though, the content director for NBC Sports should be fired because of course they can't figure out a West Coast game. And you would have thought with the beloved Blackhawks that they would have gotten this fucker on time. But no.
Also joining us tonight is the one, the only fearless leader of the Pucknologist, AJ Strong.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right. All right. So let's get this ball rolling here as the Sharks defeat the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1. A nice victory tonight as we go into the Thanksgiving day break, I guess you could say. Sharks don't really get much rest in this one, but a hard fought 2-1 win. I thought it was something that they really needed. AJ, what did you think tonight?
I thought it felt like a playoff game. Felt
Yeah,
like it was a whew, heavy game. I mean, the Sharks out hit them 34-13. Now, granted, we're gonna play devil's advocate and say you can't write a whole lot into this game. It's November, blah blah blah. Either way, it still felt like a game that the Sharks really wanted. They wanted to go into the holiday feeling good. But yeah, it was just a heavy, hard fought game. Seemed to get a little loose. I'm sorry, actually, it started a little loose and then kind of tightened up as it went on. But I liked it. It was good. And of course, the Sharks scored on the power play, and the PK was perfect again. And get another shorty in there. So, I mean, it kind of had a little bit of everything tonight. I enjoyed it. It was all good. And to all the people on the chat room, cheers to you people.
yes. Landy, what did you take from tonight?
Like AJ, I really like the physical game that the Sharks brought. They were having their way with Chicago in that first period, just kind of manhandling them. And up into the first part of the second period, I thought the Sharks really carried the play. You could definitely see the Hawks putting on the pushback and that Panarin, Kane, and I don't know who the hell one of their rookie,
Anisimov.
yeah, Anisimov. That line was really good, really driving play for most of the night for the Blackhawks. Um, but you know what? I mean, I think that this game just kind of goes to show you how much the Hawks have been victimized by the salary cap. When you have to start six rookies in the lineup tonight, it's crazy. And these are not your granddad's Blackhawks because they just
Finally caught up to him.
it finally caught up to them.
It's caught them up so much that they're still in first place in the Central Division with almost 30 points, at 30 points. It's crazy how they've done it, and kudos to Stan Bowman and the Hawks staff. It's just unreal how they've been able to keep a that machine well oiled, almost like the Detroit of the 90s and the early 2000s.
And Slushy, thank you for the correction. It was 5 rookies who started tonight.
Slushy Jake, he's almost like our Uncle Darren Stevens of sorts. Uh,
Sometimes.
sometimes, of course. So starting off, he had the power play goal from Logan Couture, who's finally starting to get going, guys. What did you take from Couture tonight, AJ?
He's finally getting it together, but let's not start sucking each other's
Oh no,
dicks
yeah.
quite just yet because he still was 29% in the circle tonight. They still got to get that on that. Tierney 25% in the circle. Yeah, okay, love it. Couture putting the puck in. Love that. Love it that it's on the power play. But yeah, we still got to get those face-offs. But I will say tonight though, there were several key face-offs. Like you're not going to win all of them, but you definitely want to win the ones that are in your zone. You want to win those key ones that happen. Say, I don't know, when you're on the power play and in their zone. That's a key face-off you'd like to win. So that part I liked, but yeah, let's not go crazy for Couture just yet. But hopefully
No.
he's trending in the right direction. Would have liked to have seen the power play where they were 5-on-3 score. I would have liked to have seen that. And no,
Ooh,
I'm not wearing a
yeah.
jersey. It's actually just like a sweatshirt. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's all it is.
that's an awesome sweatshirt. I have a few in the back over there with in that laundry somewhere. No,
Well, I was going to say you have everything behind you. What are you talking about?
but just quickly touching on Uncle Darren Stevens, he tweets out the Sharks are 91, 27, and 20 in games where Logan scores at least one goal. So
Wow.
the Sharks are over 70% winning completion with Logan scoring a goal. So yeah, Logan keeps scoring.
It seems like to be a winning combination for sure. Uh,
Can we quickly go down the line combos though? I mean, I think
yeah, go for it.
that really needs to be praised by DeBoer, really putting together that top line with Patty and Pavs and Jumbo, and putting back together Donskoy, Ward, and Couture. I mean, those top two lines are rolling now. And that Jumbo line has looked dangerous for 2 games in a row. Patty actually looks like he's giving a damn, which is crazy, and it's for 2 games in a row. And Wardo seems to be responding well to being back with Couture. So, you know what? I'm liking where the lines are at right now, and that Tierney, Nieto, and Bodker line. I mean, you saw Bodker throwing some hits tonight, and if you're not scoring, at least you're getting the body into the game. That fourth line didn't look too bad either. I mean, it wasn't. They got victimized a little bit, but it wasn't as big as a tire fire as we have seen.
Well, let's call it what it is. The Sharks easily and clearly won this because DeMello was in the lineup.
Oh, of course. The Sharks are now 1-0 with DeMello in the lineup.
Yeah. Hashtag Haley Fever.
Oh,
Hashtag
jeez.
small sample size.
But let's kind of jump off of that. Demelo comes in. They say it was a scratch. We don't know quite yet what went on with David Schlemko tonight, but
Flu.
flu-like symptoms,
Yeah.
of course. But
Great.
what did you,
Timo Nucleosis is
yeah,
coaching. That's all we need.
that's the last thing this organization needs. What did you think of Demelo's play? I thought he seemed seamless in it. It didn't seem like there was too many or many issues at all with DeMello tonight.
No, I don't think that. I mean, he got 1326 being paired with Dylan, who got 1352. What it was, there wasn't a drop off really on the D, but I think one of the reasons why you had that is because you got that kind of early 2 goal lead. So you were able to kind of ride that a little bit and keep it even and kind of manage his minutes. I think if the Sharks were in a hole early in the game, I don't know that he even cracks 10 minutes. So
I think the other thing too we got to realize though is that he was pretty sheltered. You saw that pair of DeMello and Dylan being deployed a lot with the Jumbo line, and Jumbo's line was carrying possession a lot tonight. So they kind of sheltered him a little bit. You saw a couple of in-game jitters, I thought, by DeMello. You know, he kind of didn't really get a lot of good reads in, didn't get those passes over to Dylan when he could have. You know, he kind of ate the puck instead of passing it and making that first pass out. So, you know, it's predictable because it's a guy that hasn't played in 20 games and hasn't played a game yet, and you're throwing him against the Wolves that are Chicago. So, you know, it was pretty good to see him hold his own, but you could definitely see that there was some rust on him.
and let's talk about a couple comments real fast. From A12345 saying DeMello got tired of waiting and gave Schlemko the flu. I like that. But Sleepy pointing out DeMello did not look like a man who hasn't played an NHL game since April, so that's good. Obviously, all that traveling and keeping the bench warm has worked out for him.
I'm trying to figure out what Sage Green is saying, and Puck Guy equals Wheezy the Penguin from Toy Story.
Hey, don't fuck with Wheezy. I love Wheezy.
But
Moving on up. Oh, sorry, wrong Wheezy.
Sage called you Nacho Libre.
Hey, well, at least, you know, I have multi-million-dollar contracts and, you know, beautiful ladies after me, so.
Oh, good for you.
You know what, though? He's probably just sad because the Kings are now below us again.
What about the Kings blowing us?
At the moment.
Oh, well, they're winning. They're up right now, but if they tie us in points, we still are above because we have more, wait for it, rows.
Drink, Gen X.
There you go, Jen.
Now, continuing on, you mentioned the PK tonight, AJ. Joe Ward with it looked like almost similar to that nice move he put on Rene in last year's playoffs, but a nice shorthanded goal to really some kind of put the momentum on the Sharks side early on tonight, which is something I think they really need to keep going at.
Yeah, that PK looked damn. No, that PK looked damn strong. And again, you've got the PK now pressuring the power play. And when you get those guys flat-footed, the power play unit, because they're always gonna be just what's the word? They're always gonna be a little comfortable because they know that in the back of their mind they have an extra man on the ice. When you get them making mistakes like that, you can really victimize them. And so you've seen Ward and you've seen Tierney really push the play against the other team. And, you know, the more shorthanded goals you get, the more of the fear of God you put into their power play unit, which ultimately makes them less effective. So, you know what? This PK unit has been a strength of the Sharks. The defensive play has been a strength. And like I said before, you'd rather have the defensive strengths and forego a little bit of offense because the defense will prevail at the end of the day. And you know, it's clearly showing. And now I think you're starting to see the power play come around just a little bit. You're seeing Logan heat up, which is a good thing, and it bodes well for them.
I completely agree. Slushy, I kind of like this stat, even though it's very much a sample size, as AJ would put it. When Joe Ward scores a goal this season, the Sharks are undefeated.
Yeah, because this is Ward's second goal of the season, right?
Hashtag small sample size.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let's just put that into perspective. Burns tonight had 4 times as many giveaways as Ward has goals right now in the season, okay? Burns feeling very generous tonight after getting that $64 million contract, leading the team with 8 giveaways. Let me just put that in perspective. That is almost that almost ties. Let me see. Yeah, no, there was everybody else on the team combined had 9 giveaways.
Oh no.
Burns had 8 all on his own. So that was fun. Clearly feeling in the holiday spirit, very
Absolutely.
festive, very, very giving.
Absolutely. You know, never a good thing to give to the other team, but at least he's feeling nice in perspective of that. Face-off wise, AJ, you mentioned about Logan Couture being 29%. Overall, a nice night for the team. You had outside Tierney and Couture. You had Wingles at 71, Ward at 71, Jumbo at 73, Pavs at 56. They face-off percentage-wise, the Sharks beat the Blackhawks 56-44, and it was a pretty good. It was a pretty solid effort all around, wouldn't you say, AJ?
Absolutely. And hello, Patrick Marleau leading the team with shots on goal tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really, I was worried that they weren't going to find the kind of key to unlock the top line with Hurdle out. I mean, we saw Carlson tried up there, LeBanc tried up there. I mean, it seemed like they were going to try everybody but Marleau. I mean, we saw Ward up there, and finally, I guess they decided it was Marlowe's chance in the rotation, and I think this is going to stick for a little while, especially if he continues, showing this effort or this hard. And for all we know, maybe he just, he needed to play with higher end guys. Who, I mean, how much did we bitch and piss and moan and complain about whether it was like Spalling or Tierney on the fourth line saying, well, how are you supposed to play well, or how are we going to know actually how good of a player you are when you're dragging the likes of Mike Brown around? So
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, like I had said, when you had that hurdle injury, you were gonna have to have the young kids step up. And Tierney was going to be number one on my list because he was going to replace Hurdle on that third line. And when you give him some decent line mates, and Nieto has responded really well. I've liked his play of late, and I've liked Bodker's play on that third line as well. And so, when you're able to stack the three centers, you're able to win a lot of games. Now it's not the four-headed Hydra that we like to have, but it's good enough for right now. And I think it'll buy us some time before, you either get Timo down here or you get Hurdle back. And just an update for anybody who didn't know, Hurdle had a minor procedure to reinforce one of it was either his PCL or his MCL or whatever, but it was pretty minor and went very well from all procedures, from all indications, excuse me, and there was no structural damage to the knee to begin with. This was a precautionary thing. Now, the Sharks have always been devious about their injury reports, so who knows what actually went on. But from what they said, there was no tear, and it was just a sprain. So kind of dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You don't. And here's the other thing too. Can we not rush these guys back too much? I mean, yeah, I understand that we haven't done a lot of scoring this season, but however, if Hurdle's the future of the organization as everybody says he is, let's kind of start thinking a little bit long term with Hurdle, especially with this injury bug that he's been having. Um,
Well, I think because you have the depth now in the Barracuda, you are able to really wait on an injury. Before it used to be because, God, it was either Hurdle or Mike Brown playing a game, or Hurdle or John Scott playing a game. And now you've got some kids that can step into the roles. It's not going to be a seamless transition, but it's definitely better than the replacement core that we've had in the past. And I think that's the positive thing that we can see from the team. And from all accounts, the team has responded well to the call-ups.
I completely concur. Um,
And
moving on.
to answer Sleepy Mofo's question in the chat, Tierney was 57% in the circle against the Devils, but tonight a whopping 25% in the circle. Not the best trend in the world, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, no. Nick Neftepitz wants to have a talk about the Sharks and the season pretty much at the quarter pole with the standings. And
So in other words, if the playoffs started today, is that what you're saying?
If the playoffs started today, we would be in the first round going up against your Los Angeles Kings, Ian Reed. With Anaheim, with the LA winning tonight, they are tied at 23. We have the upper hand because we played one less game, of course. But no, things you want to see improved by the team. And I'll start with you, Landy, on this. What have you liked? What do you think they can improve on in the last 3 quarters of the year?
Well, I think for the most part, the defensive game has been really sound. I've liked the penalty kill. The power play is starting to show signs of life. I mean, it's still not where it needs to be, but it's definitely you're getting power play goals in back-to-back games, which is a very big boon for the team. Um, I think if anything, you really gotta crank down the ice time for Burns. You got to redistribute the minutes on the blue line, and I think that you've got to get a little bit better of a handle on the goalie backup situation. I think Dell has come in twice, and he showed. I mean, started twice, and he showed that he is trustworthy. I mean, he's kept the Sharks in 2 games that they should not have been in, and kept them really close and won one. So I think if anything, it would be to try and reduce the workload of Martin Jones a little bit. And the thing is, I'm seeing from Martin Jones is whenever he has a stinker, he tends to put up a good game afterwards. And whenever he's given a break, he tends to put up a good game afterwards. So I think that the Sharks coaching staff needs to realize that and notice, hey, okay, if he's getting a little overtaxed, let's give him a break 1 game. Let's give him a break against a Calgary or an Arizona or what have you, and give Dell a couple of games. And I think that those, besides the scoring issues, which I think again are coming around with the redistribution of the lines, but the power play and the splits with the goalers, I think are the 2 things I'd like to see changed.
What says you, Mr. Strong?
What was the question?
Uh, at the court, you're at the quarter pool. What have you liked so far, and what do you think the Sharks need to improve on?
Oh, obviously the PK's on lockdown. We don't even have to talk about that. I agree with Landy that I do think we need to see Dell a little bit more. But then again, we haven't seen the Sharks have a lot of opportunity, or I should say need, with regards to the schedule to put him in. But that's changing rather quickly. You're going to see the Sharks starting to play more and more back-to-backs as the season progresses. So Dell will get his opportunities. I fully expect him to see. I fully expect to see Dell in on Friday against the Islanders. I'd be shocked if he didn't play at least this Friday or Saturday. But it's the circle that's one of my biggest bones of contention. We're 20 games in, and I think the Sharks maybe 4 games have won that battle. So definitely something to work on. Obviously, 5-on-5 scoring, something to work on. Although maybe we shit can the 5-on-5 scoring if they're going to keep scoring shorthanded. I mean,
That's true.
I mean, if that's the way you want to play hockey this year, sure, why not? But yeah, it's just, I'm always going to be the guy who bangs the special teams drum. So the power play, but the face-offs, that stuff has to get better. And God, I really hope the injury bug just stops and we get everybody back and healthy and get the lines working. And maybe we sit Bodker for a game and call up O'Regan or something. I mean,
Right.
There's a couple of things in the chat that I kind of wanted to quickly get to. One, somebody asked about how long the Hurdle injury is. Now they've said weeks. I'm putting my bet in mid-December, so I think he might get in a couple of games before the Christmas break. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him till mid-December at the earliest. And then somebody was asking Bodker in the system. I don't know if you want to take that one, Puck Guy.
Yeah, Bodker is basically one guy I was going to mention on tonight. Is it me, guys? Does he not fit in the system? I mean, I know he's got the past with PDB and Kitchener in the OHL, but it just I don't know where you put him anymore. I mean,
Dude,
they've tried him on the top line or whatnot.
He makes me want Torrey Mitchell back. I mean, this.
Ow,
I mean, really,
dude,
what
really?
is this guy done? I mean, the guy has. Tonight was like the first time I think we saw him throw a hit, and not that that's like a big thing. That's not exactly what you're looking for when you sign a guy who's supposed to be your second line speedster. It's this. I mean, this was just a terrible. And the funny thing is, remember going back to the off season when they got Bodker, we're all kind of excited about it. We said, "Oh, this could really make that second line dangerous and have and speed and creativity with Couture and Donskoy and Bodker." Like Schlemko was a fucking footnote during that whole time, and now what's happened? Schlemko's like has been the Dylan Whisperer, is just keeping those possession numbers up and up and up, and Bodker has just been this 4-year contract albatross that we're going to be stuck with. I mean, please, Golden Knights, take him off our hands. I beg you. I beg you.
We will touch on the Vegas Golden Knights
Well,
in a little bit later, but yeah, Gen X, go ahead.
no, I like the Gen X Bodker. Forecheck, paycheck, bags checked. There you go.
Yeah, it's you just hope he can find his groove. Otherwise, I'm just not sure.
Dude, he could be married to a woman named Stella and still not find the groove. You know what I'm saying?
So okay,
Stella.
all right. I think though we also have to put this in perspective because we looked at the Sharks scoring last year, and it took Jumbo and crew about 20 to 25 games to get the system. So
But they don't have that excuse this year. They know
no
the
no no
system,
no no no
and Thornton doesn't
no
have a concussion problem.
Bodker. But
Oh.
we have to know and remember that he's only had 20 games in the system. So right now, from today, he's on notice. In my opinion,
Gen X, putting it right on the head. He is literally Tyler Kennedy 2.0. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Well, Slushy made a point that maybe it's not a fit like Carl Hagelin was in Anaheim, and if you guys remember, he was traded to Pittsburgh, and he seems to be on a lot much better footing. Could it be just the system just doesn't work for him?
I, I mean, you got to figure it out one way or another. I mean, let's be honest. For what we thought we were getting and what we have gotten, Bodker is literally a DUI away from being Mark Bell. I mean,
Ouch.
that's about it. I mean, if you think about what we went for and what we've gotten, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's been just bleh. And Lacey's saying they gave up nothing to get him.
Yeah, because he was an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, and that's fine. Well, I wouldn't say they didn't. They gave up nothing. They signed the guy to a 4-year deal.
That's true.
But it's, I mean, holy hell. I know it. We talked about it after 10 games, and it was, whoa, small sample size, and we have to wait, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, when do we call it, guys? Like, when you put the tag on the toe and say, this is it, you know?
I'd like to see what he's doing in 30 games because I think, like I said, last year collectively it took the guys about 25 games to really get the system.
Well, and Gen X pointing out, this guy is a pro. The system stuff is out the window at this point. He was a UFA for a reason.
And that was the knock on him, right? That his knock was that he's just a stats patter and that he's a garbage time goal producer. And
not unlike I gotta be honest, he reminds me a little bit of Mahalik.
yeah. I mean, and I think that's a good comparison. I want to see him use his speed more because he's got it. He's got the Patrick Marleau burst, but we just have not seen that on display. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't feel comfortable enough with his line mates. I don't know if it's because he doesn't feel like he's going to be defensively responsible enough in the system. I just don't know exactly what it is, but he's got the talent. I mean, the kids put up some good numbers before, so I don't know, man, but I like I said, 25, 30 games. If he's still at this pace, you
So what?
might.
You throw another 10, give him another 10 games, and at that point, say
I
fuck it, like Timo, or give somebody else at least an opportunity.
yeah, and I would even. I mean, I'd even maybe look at what can you get for him on the trade market as far as can you flip him like a Carl Hagelin, because that trade worked out well for both sides. So if you could trade him for another middling forward like a PA Parento or something, that might be a good flip.
Well, a
Um,
couple people pointing out about putting Bodker up with the Joes. If I'm not mistaken, I thought they had already tried that.
yeah,
They've they've
that was
have
his
tried that already.
that was the second pair of combinations I think in the season.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, I mean, Joe Thornton, for Christ's sake, made Niels Ekman look like a fucking all-star. Made Chi-Chu a Richard winner. I mean, if he can't help Bodker a little bit
Yeah,
within a couple of games, come on.
and I think we all agree, Sleepy. I don't think they're going to mess with Jumbo's line because that line is rolling right now,
Yeah.
and it took a long time to get it to where it is now. So I don't think Peter DeBoer messes with that. I don't think he messes with the second line either because you're starting to see Couture kind of come out of the funk now. So really, I mean, you're either putting him on the third or fourth line, and he's not a fourth liner. So you've got to put him up on the third line, and you're giving him the tools to succeed, right? Because Tierney is a sneaky good playmaker. You've got another speedy winger with Nieto who's definitely put in the effort. I mean, I've been consistently seeing good efforts by Nieto since being reinserted in the lineup. Um, and so you would think those two speedy wingers together would do some damage, and you're starting to see flashes of it. But I don't want to agree. I don't want to dump on him yet. But I'm not going full Gen X mode here. But I think he is starting to be on notice now. That hey, you've got to produce. I mean, there's a lot of kids waiting to get the shot. I mean, you've got like we said, we've got Goldobin chopping at the bit, who could definitely play third line with Tierney, or you could move him up to the second line and move Ward back down. You've got Timo, who's also chomping at the bit. You've got O'Regan. I mean, you've got Kit Chartier. I mean, you've got kids that are chomping on the bit, ready to go. So Bodker's got to understand that his position is not solidified in the lineup.
Yeah. Well, you know where he could possibly end up next year? With the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm just saying. Even though I think it's more predictable than anything that we'll most likely lose a defenseman, uh, and that's a possibility. Briefly, what do you think of the? Oh wait. Oh, I'm not sure if it's setting up right. Maybe. Oh, there may. Oh, sorry. I was reproducing the unveiling show there. Guys, what do you think of the Vegas Golden Knights?
Go ahead, Landy.
Um, I think. Hold on. I am looking. I want to see something here. Okay, it's very reminiscent of the Spartans. It looks like the front-on view of the Spartans logo. If you were to do a,
Looks
uh,
like fucking Magneto, dude.
well, okay. I mean that. I think that's the initial. I think the initial criticism is yes, it looks like Magneto. I mean, I could see what they were doing with the logo. It's kind of reminds you of like a Spartan logo, but I don't know. It's kind of cheesy to me.
I,
It's just
I can't even. I mean, there's just so many things to talk about here. First off, as soon as I saw this logo, and for the people who like got all completely butthurt that it got leaked on the internet
oh please
before the
yes.
6 o'clock or the 6:15 or 6:20, whatever, before it was officially announced or whatever. For the people that got butthurt about that, welcome to this thing called the internet. Clearly, it's your first day here, so welcome. But for the Vegas Golden Knights, I, I don't know. Just the things that stick out to me is number one, I love the fact that they've just completely said fuck it with the word loss. They're like, not only adding a hockey team, we're changing the name of the city from Las Vegas to Vegas. I think that's great. I think obviously trying to probably avoid the memes that will be happening because the very first game that they lose, they're going to be spelling Las Vegas LOSS Vegas. So that, I mean, memes to come, boys and girls. But the thing that really gets me, I hate Golden Knights. I think Knights would have been just fine. The Vegas Knights would have been perfect. I don't think you needed to add a color. I think the Vegas Knights would have been fine, and especially when you throw on, when you actually use the name of the team, Las Vegas. Las Vegas Golden Knights. How many goddamn names do you need? I mean, for 10 years we saw the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and they finally got smart and said, this is stupid. Let's just get rid of the devil part. Name me another team that has, two names in the city and two names in the name of the team. We were thinking about it. We were shooting it around the other day, and none of us could come up with one. A professional, and the four professional sports leagues. It's like we could. I'm sure there's probably one, but we couldn't come up with one. But anyway, I digress. I think they should have just went with Knights. And but as soon as I saw the logo, I'm like, are they playing in a new arena? Or are they playing their games at the Excalibur Casino and Hotel?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
No.
I think the other thing too, they had a pretty good model they could have used in the London Knights. Um, I think you go a little bit more towards that angle instead of the Magneto Spartan looking knight helmet. I think you would have seen a
Excuse me,
excuse you,
sorry.
bless you. Um, but I think you would have seen, I think, a better reception. Um, I don't know, guys.
I also
It's always hard for an expansion franchise. I mean, we are talking about the league that has a fucking toilet bowl swirl, logo. So
yeah, but the thing that I also thought was kind of silly is the fact that they had this whole circle jerk presentation, and that's all you had really was like a name and a crest. Like you couldn't even unveil a fucking jersey.
No, they're gonna
That
wait for that till at the draft.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was so lame. It's like, come on, you want to sell all this merch. You want to obviously that's why you did it now instead of waiting is to just get because everybody in Vegas is of course going to need a Golden Knights shirt or cap for Christmas this year.
hey, so all right, just quickly on logos. Let's not do a logo circle jerk,
Oh, come
but
on. I would love to do that. You know that.
yeah, I know that. Who do you think owns the worst logo now in the NHL? Is it the Golden Knights, or are we still giving it to Minnesota or Carolina?
Hmm. I wouldn't even
Dude, you
suggest that
just
at
called
all.
them the Golden Nuggets.
Did I?
You called them the Golden Nuggets.
There you go.
Premiering at the Golden Nugget this next fall. The Las Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, sorry, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh my god. No,
Rooms at $39 per night. Back to you, AJ.
worst in the NHL.
Man, that's tough.
I probably, if we're talking about like, I was never a fan of the original Blue Jackets logo, and then when they changed it, I'm like, okay, now somebody else is in the running for worst.
Mhm.
I gotta be honest, even though everybody knows that I hate their fucking team with a passion, I'm not a big fan of the Canucks logo. I think that's kind of lame. Who else did you name? Yeah, I'm not a bit.
Wild,
I
and Carolina.
No, I don't have a problem with Carolina.
Ugh.
It's supposed to be the whole eye of the storm. I kind of get it. The Wild, though, I think they just tried to cram too much into it. Not to mention the fact that that color scheme is shit. So I think that doesn't do them any favors. But for me, it's probably it's a toss up between the Wild and the Canucks. Although the new Panthers thing isn't doing it for me either.
You know what? The new Panthers logo does not bother me much. Like I said, I think mine is definitely Carolina, followed closely by the Wild, and I also think that the what was the other one? Oh, the Winnipeg Jets logo is kind of garbage too.
Oh, wow.
I'm not. I mean, if it was the only Jets logo we had ever known, I would say it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. But would I have preferred them go back to their original? Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Really?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I like their old
Oh
one. I like the
boy.
old style better. But I
I
think
did.
I'm
that's
sorry, AJ Landy, you ignorant sluts. Oh my god. Okay. First off, the Minnesota Wild logo is so creative to go from like a wilderness bear, although it's not supposed to be a bear, but we're not supposed to say it, and to also have the background of a sunset in Minnesota to kind of intertwine those two is
because
super
that's what
creative.
Minnesota's known for is their sunsets.
Well, you can't put 10,000 lakes in a freaking logo. The one, just looking onto sportslogos.net, Creamer, there's your shout out, by the way. Um, really, I out of all of them, I really hate Pittsburgh. I hate the skating penguin. I think it needs to be modernized some bit, but they just have such it's just so traditional. It's like no, modernize that thing at least a little bit. I mean, crying out loud.
Well, I
Even
was always so for me, as far as Pittsburgh goes, Chubby Beer Belly Penguin has always been number one on my list. I've always loved Beer Belly Penguin, and I liked Robo Penguin too. I'm
yeah,
not
see,
gonna
Robo
lie, I like.
Penguin looked pretty good.
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. If we're talking like best logos ever, best crest ever, it's clearly the Dallas Stars uterus logo. That was the
Oh,
best. That was the
ever, oh
best.
gosh,
Well,
ever, yeah,
I'm
Luderus is bad.
I'm partial to Cartoon Shark myself, but
Bring back the whale. Bring back the whale.
oh yeah, the whale, the fucking whale. I forgot about that one. Um, yeah, let's see. I
The best one,
yeah.
oh
What's your
boy,
best?
best one I think is the original Sharks logo. I think it
Well,
was so dynamic, but that's being a little biased there. The
all right. Best logo besides the Sharks.
best logo
Currently?
since
No, ever.
Oh,
ever.
that's so subjective. That's too much. I think if you just do what's there now, I'll be honest with you. I think one of the best logos ever, when you think about the name of the team and the way the logo is designed, I really like the crest for the Colorado Avalanche.
Yep, I'm right with you on that. I think the Avalanche is pretty solid
Yeah.
in that.
We're talking current Avalanche, or we're talking
Well,
Avalanche
current
third?
Avalanche.
Oh, current Avalanche. Okay.
Although I am pissed off that they replaced their secondary markers. I love the Bigfoot stomp. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
do
love the
too.
big. That was what I was thinking too. But I think the best secondary has got to be the shark fin, the
You
original shark fin circle that was on the Heritage jersey. Love
know,
that.
and see, and even though everybody made fun of them, I liked the logo for the Islanders when they were the fish
I
sticks.
like fish sticks too. I like fish sticks logo.
So, looking in the chat, let's see.
Because we're
They're
clearly not
saying
talking
golden
about the game
arches.
anymore. So
I
fuck it.
that was me. Golden Denver Golden Nuggets. The Panthers' new logo is the worst. Sleepy Mofo likes the current Ducks logo. Uh,
Mm. Oh
Slushy
my
Shake
god, the
says the
current
Caps.
Ducks logo. Oh my god, it's so gross. They
Uh,
fucked that
See,
so bad.
I think it's well done.
Oh my god.
From a design
uh,
aspect, I think it's well done. I mean, would I preferred the duck face with the bill and the hockey mask with the holes in it? Yeah, that was iconic. But I think they could have done far worse than they did.
So did they release any secondary? Okay, I guess the
just
alternates for Golden Knights are just the star with the two
with the two swords in there.
swords. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they have. The jerseys will come out next summer at the draft.
And what color their jersey is going to be? I mean, are they going to be?
If it's anything from what the style guide has shown from the
Think
NHL,
they're
I
going to be
wouldn't be.
black?
I think they're gonna have that dark gray.
Ooh, or that maybe go a golden black maybe. I think
No,
maybe
I think
that
it's
dark
gonna be
gray.
this slate gray that's on there.
Ugh, that's gonna be an
Oh,
eyesore.
Nick
To,
Nick Nick pulling one out of his ass. The San Diego Superchargers. When was the last time anybody called that football team the Superchargers?
Oh, they
San
love
Diego
they love that.
Superchargers.
Oh, or they
San
love that crappy
Diego
POD song that they have.
Chargers.
It's just like no one ever called the Seattle basketball team the Supersonics. Everybody called them
Oh,
the
the
From the
Sonics.
Sonics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and,
and
and
that's
that's
why I'm saying with the Vegas team, it's not even going to take a year. People aren't going to say I'm going to the Golden Knights game. They're going to say I'm going to the Knights game. Who are we playing?
oh,
Vegas Knights. You know.
Yeah.
their official chant, I bet, will be "Go Knights, go." I mean,
Yeah.
let's be real here.
No, I
Yeah, like,
agree.
it's not going to be Golden Knights.
Let's go, Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go Knights.
That's all right. So with that, let's transition over to around the league tonight. You had Minnesota beating Winnipeg 3-1. As AJ would like to say, I'm a little verklempt because it's both of my INN teams.
Yes, but who was involved in that game? Holla!
Everybody needs a little bit of holla in their life.
That's right. Detroit beat Buffalo 2-1 in a shootout. So Detroit is back off the schneid a little bit there.
Who cares?
Well, Austin Matthews scored twice, which means the Leafs lost. They lose in a shootout to the Devils 5-4. Pittsburgh, ripped the Rangers a new one, beating them 6-1.
That was a little surprising to me, but
Yeah, same here. Washington 4, St. Louis 3. Again, St. Louis has been up and down like the Sharks have this year, I think. AJ's favorite Canadian team, Calgary, beats the Blue Jackets 2-0.
finally get a win.
Hey, Columbus, what happened to your 10 goals a game at home, bruh? In the game that you saw in its complete entirety tonight, Tampa Bay 4, Comcast Flyers 2. As you saw that earlier on Wednesday Night Rivalry, because that classic rivalry between the Lightning and Flyers. Nashville beat Dallas 5-2. Quick, somebody. Oh, was Lettinen? Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know about the Sharks 2-1. Edmonton keeps a hold of the division lead by beating Colorado 6-3.
God, who saw this coming? Well, I mean, I guess Brody could say he did. because
Brody
he called
did.
it.
Regression hard is all I got to say about that.
Well, like,
Yeah, but there's-
like I said last year, when you get the number one pick 18 out of the last 20 years, eventually it's going to go your way.
Right.
A012345, they Cam Warded it.
And then, of course, in the battle of the cellar dwellers, it was Vancouver 4-1 over the Desert Dogs.
Someone say Vancouver?
Did someone say Vancouver?
He scores.
He scores.
And
I
the
don't-
Coyotes continue to be the bottom dwellers of the league this season.
Yeah, that's a surprise there.
Great
in
pick.
my mind.
Great pick, hockey jerk. Good on you.
Yes, the dream matchup for Hockey Jerk and Drew Weber being Hurricanes Coyotes in the Stanley Cup Final. Not looking good right now. Although Carolina's been on a roll since they beat the Sharks. And then finally, right after the Sharks game ended, Los Angeles 4, Islanders 2. That's the Sharks' next opponent on Friday afternoon.
Peter fucking do or die. Damn.
He hanging in there.
This fucking guy, man. You watch when Quick gets healthy. Jesus Christ, people are going to be knocking down Budai's door for a backup next year.
Yep.
They'll be
Absolutely.
banging down though. Was he even in the NHL at the time when the Kings
Wasn't
brought
that-
him in?
No, he was with Ontario.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Holy shit.
Because
I can't-
last year he was with Montreal, right? Doing the was he the one that was backing up their other
Price?
kid? No,
No,
not
it
Price.
was Condon at the time.
Condon, right?
And then I think Budai kind of jumped in a little bit later.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. You get like 10 seconds. Nick wants a little more short house. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Seriously?
It says what did
Oh,
he
who's
put?
for tonight?
He says insert city, state, and short house. Love me some puck guy short house. Fucking go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, it'll give me time to go get a beer
Horvat
or
over to the
something.
front side to Sedin. Sedin, he takes a shot, he scores! Henrik Sedin with the goal, and the Canucks lead 4-1. Arizona is definitely a desert dog. Back to you, Landy.
Yeah, if you guys ever really want to rib on a Canucks fan, I found out that you just say your announcer can't say score,
Scores!
and they will shut up. I've literally said that to every Canucks fan that's given me shit, and they have never been able to say anything. So,
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. As soon as this happened, I knew Gen X was going to be like, okay, I need to come on and do Kermit now. I fucking knew it. I was waiting for that to come
it's
in.
hard to be green.
Or in Vancouver's case, blue and green. So as we move along here, this is around Thanksgiving time. In the sense of the Sharks.
Wait a minute. Hold
What?
on. Do I need to like queue up Sarah McLaughlin right now? What are you doing?
Oh God, no! Please, no, no.
It's like
We're not gonna put
fucking
sad.
taking
I'm
it.
not bringing. I'm not bringing my puppies Marlo and Sharky on, and then we can start singing "In the Arms of an Angel." No. AJ, what's one thing you could be thankful with the Sharks this calendar year?
This whole year.
This whole year, from January to now.
Okay.
Oh, from for the year.
I've got one.
Well, I mean, you know, going all the way through the playoffs, man. I mean, who expected that? Last January. Remember when we were all bitching after that game on January 2nd against Winnipeg, and we're like, Jesus Christ, this team might not even make the playoffs. And 6 months later, holy fucking shit. So,
Yeah.
obviously, that's mine. And I'm thankful for my BFF, John Turturro, you know.
That's what I'm talking about. Landy, what do you say?
Martin fucking Jones. That's all I gotta say about
Very
that
good
one.
choice.
He
Very good choice.
I think him and Burns, those are the two key ingredients to saving the Sharks, maybe even franchise. Because last year they were in
And Doug Wilson's job.
right, and Doug Wilson's job. What is it? Show me a goalie and I'll show you a good coach. But yeah, no, I think that those two have single-handedly brought back the masses to the Shark Tank.
Well, I don't know about that. There wasn't a sellout tonight. And it wasn't on Monday either.
Oh, shit. So what did it end up being tonight?
I think it was
17,501.
Yeah, it was 61 short of a sellout.
And then in Monday night, it was like 17,256 or something.
Yeah, it was
still, they haven't dipped under 17,000 this year, so
yeah, but
that's
like
pretty good.
We talked about it before that I don't. You could bring just about any fucking team in there, and I don't know that you're going to see very many shutouts this year because I'm telling you, there are a decent amount of people who bought season tickets for this season just to get playoff tickets for last season, and they have zero intention of going to games. They'll throw them up there for sale. If they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. They don't care. They saw their playoffs last year.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean, you know what? If the Sharks are still making money, I don't really care. But you know, it is kind of shitty to see on TV. I will not lie, but you know, if they do well in the playoffs again or get to the playoffs again, I think you'll start to see it recoup again. And you know what? I mean, it's the pay stubs. That's all I care about is the pay stubs for this team right now.
Clearly, they just need to give away better things. I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
Which they will do Friday and Saturday.
Get on the horn to your buddy.
Yeah,
dude, I already gave them some ideas. They're already running with it, dude. I mean, how much more do I can't do any much more until they put me on the payroll. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, remember, the marketing department does watch the podcast on occasion.
Absolutely.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me come up with something.
Hello, me and Lanny went on the tour, and that's how they found out about 2 Unlimited.
Yeah,
So
that two unlimited, and then I gave them Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and that was in a voting pool. There's been a few things, and
mhm.
we've got
They've definitely listened to us,
they have,
especially AJ.
and let's just say they were not the happiest. Well, we'll leave it at that. But there were some comments that we had that were a little harsh.
Yeah,
But but the reason why we're harsh and this passionate is because we're Uber fans. So you
absolutely.
got to take the good with the bad. I think we've definitely praised everything
Oh,
when
we've
everything.
definitely bought enough shit from them, so
Yeah. So I think we're
That's for
allowed to have
sure.
a little bit of an opinion, man. I mean, do we
Absolutely.
do we need to like start collecting all of our receipts and tabulating up how much we've all spent? And it's like, okay, this person proves that they've spent 20 grand on Sharks merch and tickets or whatever. Okay, they can say we suck once a month. There you go.
Well,
Your
wait.
20 grand has bought you a criticism every once month.
Yeah.
Wait till the $160 replica jerseys come out next year. So that's
Oh
all.
yeah.
It's kind of going through the chat as to what they're thankful for Sharks wise. Um, let's see.
Oh,
Sleepy
oh,
Mofo saying, "I love the mute button." That's sweet.
oh, that's
Thanks.
a good one. And fucking
It
Gen X, dude. Ooh.
thankful we traded Nemo. Although that was a year later, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Laurel saying thankful for Doug Wilson. Definitely a popular one is Joner. Felix saying Jonas Donskoy. Definitely. Slushy, no. Nick Smalling, no.
Not one fucking person thankful for Pucknology.net at the Pucknology. Nothing.
Captain Phasma, shout out to Lerg.
Oh,
Lurg.
we got it. We got a late one coming in. John Scott, the All Star MVP.
Yes, that's a good one.
um,
Laura was joking about Doug Wilson.
M Hackle,
Jeez.
M Hackle with a good one. PDB. I mean, who thought? I mean,
Yep.
who thought that was going to be a really good pickup? I mean, I think we all kind of said it could go one of two ways. It was either going to be really, really good for this team, or it was going to make them regress even more. And
We was close to Al Sims in this bitch.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, jeez, that was painful. That was painful. Oh man! Of course, Nick Neff saying, "I'm thankful I joined Twitter to meet fellow Sharks fans and especially Pucknology After Dark." Sharks fam. Yes.
Goon
No.
2?
Goon 2 releasing in 2027. Really? Is it
No, it's 2017.
Yeah,
2017?
I think that's a typo.
I can't wait for that. Awesome.
If anybody didn't see, the trailer did come out today, so go take a look. It's pretty fucking funny. So, just a quick shout out
Definitely.
for that.
Yep.
That was today.
That's today. Came out
All right.
today.
See you.
Hey, wait!
Just quickly going over some overall stats at the quarter poll, because I think we should probably do that before we head off. The Sharks are in a tie for third place for best goals against average at 43. Goals against total.
Just keep trying. You'll get there.
Yeah, right. And the Sharks are currently sole owners of 21st place for goals for at 47. Actually, they're
Hey,
tied
they're
with
moving
Boston.
up.
Yeah.
They were
Uh,
tied for 26 a while ago.
Well, and the thing that pissed me off tonight, you get that 5-on-3 against the worst power play in the league, and you still can't put it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Who was going batshit crazy when Joe and Joe were passing to each other back and forth behind the goal? I'm
Well,
sorry.
you know what it was?
What
I
the
get
hell are you doing?
I got what they were doing at the time. They were waiting for somebody to like kind of cheat in and crash, and they were kind of like trying to hypnotize them a little bit. I understood what they were doing, but nobody came in. You just had three guys on top of like just covered all over Couture in front of the net, and no one came in looking for that kind of sneaky backdoor pass. But I understood it. That's the other thing that the Sharks haven't done in forever. I wish they would try more often. Is that kind of shot pass? I mean, remember that blind pass from that Thornton had from the sidewall right to Marlowe coming in from the backside. and just tap. He didn't even have to move his stick; it just bounced off it. They don't do that shot pass or backdoor pass near as often as they should.
The other one that's kind of interesting though was they gave them so much time in the front of the goal. So like Pavs had the puck and he was just like sitting there. It had to have been at least 5 seconds, just like right in front of the goal. Corey was like, "Are you gonna shoot or are you gonna pass? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're gonna do something with the puck here?" And for whatever reason, the Blackhawk defenders didn't just like swarm on Pavelski, so you had this like really like Mexican standoff between between Pavs and Corey, and it's just like, okay, what's gonna happen? Is somebody gonna do something with this fucker?
Thankful for Chivo's Photoshop of the
Yes,
NHL
I was
17
just getting
controller.
that.
Every button is pass.
Yes, it's literally this is Joe Thornton's controller when he plays NHL 17. Yes, it's pass, 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 pass.
Even the ones where he's supposed to move, he's just passing.
I'm surprised there's not like a little one on there where it's like kind of like a little dance type of thing on the
Oh
bench.
no, the Thornton wave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, bud.
The Sharks are also tied for 9th place with, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other teams are tied in the NHL for 9th place. And they're currently at +4. They're 6-2 at home, which I think is the other big thing that we got to look at the quarter pole is they've reestablished home dominance, which was a very, very big concern from last year. They finally righted that ship, and knock on wood, it continues into the next.
Well, I think we saw it starting to correct after the All-Star break last season. You know, it was in the shitter for the first 4 months, but we did see it kind of start to correct and fix itself. I mean, Lord knows, it definitely had its shit together during the playoffs.
Oh yeah, and Slushy says #fix the ice. Yeah, the ice was not good tonight. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like people were corkscrewing and falling all over the place.
Oh no, my favorite corkscrew of the night was when Campbell got his stick in Pavelski's leg. Dude, that was awesome. That was a pirouette.
I was going to give Pavs 5.6 for artistic impression. I thought that was pretty good, but yeah, and then Campbell's like, "What?
I didn't do anything."
Although
Campbell kind of was like, all right. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Although I like how there's still some people still booing Campbell.
Yeah, I know. You heard those sporadic boos every little bit.
I was like, yes,
Yeah,
that's what you get. That's what you get. No.
Yeah, but you know what? Oh God. I mean, would he even make your top 5 of, Sharks foes? Would he make your top 5?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The thing is that,
I mean, who's your Mount Rushmore of Sharks foes? It's obviously Pronger, Fleury, Theo Fleury.
Theo, yeah.
I
would have put
Belfour.
I would have put Raffy up there.
No, I think it just. I think right now, over the course of, it's obviously
Perry.
Theo Fleury. You're 3. It's
3.
Fleury, Pronger, and Belfour. It's figuring out who that 4th one is, and there's a lot of names you could throw. You get Dustin Brown, Corey Perry. I mean, there are some. That Steve Ott.
Steve Ott, like Kevin Lacey just said, yeah. Perry's a good one too.
There are definitely a few. The only thing that bums me out is all the stuff all the back and forth that we had with the Detroit Red Wings over the years. They never really had like that guy that could really piss you off,
Except Bertuzzi. I think Bertuzzi was the one guy that kind of got on my nerves. But
I think if we were, what was his name, Steve something
Moore?
Yeah, if we were Steve Moore, then yeah, Bertuzzi is probably the first one that goes. Wasn't that the name of the guy that Bertuzzi knocked out of the league with the sucker punch?
Yeah, that was the other Moore's brother, right?
Yeah.
Right, Puckguy?
I'm sorry?
Steve Moore was the guy that Bertuzzi knocked out. That was the other
Yes.
Moore's brother.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Ooh,
my
or
okay,
Kessler.
exactly. my Mount Rushmore of hated sons of bitches from a Sharks fan's perspective is Fleury, Belfour, Pronger, and then you just put the fucking Canucks logo as the fourth
Oh, jeez.
one. That's what it was.
Either that or a King logo. I don't know what's worse.
Hold on,
Fucking
is
garbage
Gen
team.
X? Hold on, is Gen X really saying that it wasn't a sucker punch? Didn't he hit him from behind?
He did, and then
That's
when he
a
was on the
definition
ice,
of a fucking
He,
sucker
and then
punch.
he landed on top of him, and his head.
yeah, he
Definition of a sucker punch.
yeah. I don't know.
Maybe he's being sarcastic.
Now
So-
Slushy
Oh,
chimes in
dude,
with
Christian Ehrhoff. Yeah, I might put that as number 4 on my.
way Ehrhoff. And then he said Mike Smith as well. I just find Mike Smith amusing more than anything. I think he's funny, and I find the same thing with Quick too. I just find them amusing when a goalie tries to be all tough, and then when any of the skaters like actually try and mess with him, he kind of like turtles and is like, oh,
Dude, did you see? Did you see? God, what was it? Was it Shark Central or whatever? Where they had, I think it was Couture was mic'd up during the opener against L.A. And they were asking Couture what happened. So, it was somebody on the bench that they were asking what happened. They're all, what happened? And it's somebody came in hard or whatever, and then Quick lost his mind.
Yeah, that sounds like Cooch.
Oh man, it was so funny.
In Gen X was saying it wasn't a sucker punch. He attacked him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get what she's saying now.
Okay, but okay, that's fine. But I just looked up on YouTube. All I put was Bertuzzi Moore into YouTube. First one, Bertuzzi punch. Then the next one, incident. Then the next 5, sucker punch, sucker punch, sucker punch, sucker punch.
See, but
I didn't even type that in.
I like that one, but I think the best one to me has always been Brashear. Donald Brashear going apeshit. That one was always good.
Oh no! See, going ape shit. Well, see, I don't know that it was actually ape shit, but I mean, best altercation by far. I'm gonna say it was when Domi loses his shit in the penalty box with a fan.
Yeah,
that's one of my
that
favorites.
one was really good too.
Megan Phillips saying Kessler. Or
Kessler, what?
As the 4th person on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, we I think we already settled that one. You just put a Canuck logo there.
Yeah, I just put their crest up there as the 4th one.
Alex Burrows. Yeah, that one's good too.
Yeah.
Well,
Brashear,
if you're Boston, yeah.
Domi, McSorley. McSorley was a mean cuss too.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, let's go around with the final thoughts, Mr. Strong, sir.
New episode of the Pucknologist dropped last night, so go check that out. And
it was a good one,
right? And we had special guest Mr. Ian Reed from the Great White North, the Angry Canadian. And yeah, that's it. And schedule will be a little different next week because of the quirk in the Sharks scheduling, so it'll be out a little later next week. But other than that, go check that out. Follow us on Twitter at Pucknologists, and thank you very much for the kind words, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
All righty, Mr. Landy.
You know what? They let the Wookiee win. They let him win a lot of money, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Just briefly to talk about Burnsy's deal, which you can find more on Pucknology.net. I kind of like it, although the term I think it was a little long, but I think it's a little on the cap friendly side for Burnsy and for the team. I think it'll help the team out if he falls apart, which hopefully this will show up. No, it won't. It was essentially. That's the face that you have when Chewbacca gets $64 million.
that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the face of the franchise when Joe Thornton retires.
Oh my God! Did you pay attention? Did you hear the little pun that Randy Hahn threw out there when they mentioned that? They were talking about Thornton and Burns and the whole beard thing.
Yeah.
Calling in that Thornton has been the face of the franchise now, for over a decade, and Brent Burns looking to be the heir apparent. And I went, oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
I was like, Randy, I love you, but man, brother, wow, wow.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I just pray Canadian dollar, please go back up so the cap can go back up, please.
Seriously.
That's all I'm saying about that. Because, I mean, $8 million is a lot today, but hopefully in 4 years that's like not that much.
Yeah. No, and to be honest, offensive defensemen are very few and far between. Um, you knew that they were going to get something, have to do something really quick with that. So with that, the final thought I have is, of course, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you hit up Pucknology.net. Make sure you subscribe to all our social media channels, whether it's Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, TuneIn, MySpace, Facebook, Twitter. Rocket does an awesome job on the Instagram, although I'm concerned that she's now has more teal clothing than I do. I'm gonna have to fix that. We're all over the place, but most importantly, we thank you, the fans, for putting up with us. You don't have any choices when it comes to post game shows, and we're glad to be your choice. And to my crew, I know it's just Landy and AJ. My God, thank you so much for being awesomely awesome that you are, and that goes with Ian, Chris, Gentry, Rocket, the writers. We may all not be Kevin Lacey, but you guys are freaking awesome. I can't.
Hey man, we can all strive to be, man.
Hey, turtlenecks for all, and I'm the guest that never left.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true. So with that being said, Sharks win tonight 2-1 over the Chicago Blackhawks. You have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We have a short turnaround. We will be back Friday afternoon following the Sharks Islanders game. Yes, Mr. Strong, your hand is up.
Just once, I want Kevin Lacey to come on, wear his turtleneck, and when someone asks him a yes or no question, I want him to go, oh, yep.
All right, Eric. Take us home for a tight Thanksgiving.
Yes, have a wonderful Thanksgiving and enjoy the goodies, all the fixins and all that fun stuff. But most importantly, be thankful for what you got and be sharing and giving with each other. And until then, keep it real, keep it tight, keep it real tight. Nom nom nom.